see game one of day 2 in Super Week, which will be going on as well. 6 games today, as well as 5 games tomorrow, and then you've got North America. 16 more games over the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It is epic viewing for League of Legends fans. And right now, the best in the business are going to go dueling on the Rift. Gambit versus SK Gaming. And they are already set up. We saw Gambit with Darian dancing and tricking the opposition yesterday. It didn't quite work out. It was Zazas, I think he was turning his back on and showing his backside. But this time around, Darian, he's in the bush. He's on the blue side.
Yeah, defensive start once again. You do have that power of a death sentence or an anti-stun at low level, but the meta right now is just to play safe, not to give up any of those advantages, not to lose buffs very early on. I want to see how this top lane and this middle lane is going to play out, because I feel like with Aatrox coming up against Renekton, Aatrox should have a difficult time in the early stages, as many champions do, against Renekton. The on-hit stun and the sustain from Renekton, from Freddy's Renekton will be very, very good. And Darian is not a player that shies away from a fight. He's more than happy to go for those pokes, go for those engages very early on. So we'll see how he plays it with the Darkened Blade up there.
Yeah, we'll see where Sven's going. He actually made some plays at level 1 that actually set up to taking the red buff at 7 minutes, which is around what he did before, obviously going deep, putting those wards down. We are seeing Gambit doing their maneuver. This is what always works out for them on blue side, going in towards that blue buff. They realize it's not a blue start. They know where Evelyn is now.
Now, if memory serves correctly, Edward and Genja have given up first blood at that exact position both times they've played Fnatic over the course of this split. It's just something they do all the time. I actually would have liked if SK Gaming had potentially grouped up or maybe got some vision, because Genja and Edward do it all the time. And you see Candy Pan and Enrated now moving into this bottom lane. I think the early poke is definitely in favor of Genja and Edward, and they need to make it stick, because once we get closer to 6, all of a sudden the burst from Annie and the chase potential from Candy Pan is going to be very good.
Oh, Darian goes aggressive on Freddy, but he really didn't seem to care too much about that one. Both starting up with the Doran shields at the top there. Of course, Darian does have that Bloodwell passive, which basically gives him a leash of life. If he were to go down to Freddy, he will respawn with a chunk of health, and he may well need it, because Freddy's not messing around in that top lane. Sven's going, he's got himself the blue buff, and he's continuing on his path. We do see Diamond, he's over at the red buff as well, so we'll see whether he goes to have a look at this bottom lane, whether he goes looking for any early kills, which you can do on Lee Sin.
Yeah, you can, and thanks to having the on-target stun from Enrated, he can throw the Q down, stun somebody up. The problem is, I think they're going to wait for SK to have a little bit more levels. You see, Diamond has already snuck himself into this bush, waiting, just anticipating. If Sven comes around, I'm here to turn the gank. At the end of the day, he's just going to get a tiny bit of experience, probably back away without actually doing anything further.
Yeah, nothing available for him. You can see they've pushed him way back, and the fact that there is a ward there, they would have just translated that across.
He's still waiting. That's twice he's cancelled the recall. The wave is now pushing towards Gambit's tower. So if SK stick around, there is the potential, but as it stands, Diamond has wasted a fair amount of time. Sven's cleared the top half of the jungle, and he also can't see anything in that top lane.
At the moment, it is actually level 3 being hit first for SK. Diamond's still waiting there. Cancels once again, and you can see Gambit, they're letting them push. They are baiting in this one.
Sonic wave for Candy Panda, that's where it starts.
Well, the Death Sentence doesn't land. It's Candy Panda they want, you can tell, that's for sure. Trying to get on towards him. There's the stun being used, and Candy Panda being the focus straight away. Quick Condemn forces Diamond back, but he manages to catch back on towards Enrated. Not the damage they needed, though. And it's a failed attempt. No summon the spells, but actually, I tell a lie, Enrated burnt the flash.
Yeah, I have to wonder why Diamond used the Sonic Wave onto Enrated. Maybe a little bit more patience could have caught out Candy Panda, but flash wasn't used from Candy, so there is that fear of being pulled under the turret. Nevertheless, Diamond, his first gank attempt does get a flash from Enrated. It's going to allow Genja and Edward to go for a kill if they land a good death sentence. Immediately, Sven's going to reply. They're going on Edward.
The counter is in. They do go for him, but Svenskone does not show himself just yet. Just going to bide his time. Still no sign of Diamond, and it doesn't look like he wants to go too aggressive. And we never actually touched on the fact that obviously when there's an Evelyn in the team, the opposition generally has to invest some pink wards. Svenskone coming around the backside. He wants to go towards Genji. You can see Enrated. He's building up that stun.
Yeah, he's going to be able to lock somebody down. There's no additional CC though. The hook is no longer available. Sven, he's now just waiting for the perfect moment. They don't want to go in. Candy Panda maybe trying to barrier bait.
They're going to try and use it, but it's not going to work out. Svenskone shows himself, but they were ready and waiting for that one. Candy Panda was taken low. Meanwhile, we see Diamond coming around on towards Jez is in that mid lane. Not going to be enough, and really next to no damage coming out from Alex.
No, they did manage to get the flash once again. Diamond simply walking into lane was enough to scare Jesus to flash, pop that summon spell and get away. We talked about how LeBlanc is, she's considered by many of the pros to be an assassin counter because of the silence and the roots and the ability to get away. Darian's going to get his Bloodwell pop.
Bloodwell is used. It will save his bacon, but that is now no longer available. Freddy is doing a fantastic job in this top lane.
So one of the things that Darian always does well, even in lane matchups where he's going to lose pretty much, he still gets farm. He's 7 CS down, and he's looking pretty good considering that he's had his Bloodwell pops. The Ignite is not available for Freddy, so there's going to be a couple of minutes of respite and survivability, basically.
Does mean there's going to get himself some free farm in that top lane. Here's the chain of Vest he's gone for. Alex Hitch tries to go aggressive on Jesus, and that's just getting turned back around by Jesus. Doing a great job of farming against him, and as you mentioned, had burned his flash early on.
That was a little bit risky. I think Alex knew Jesus didn't have his ultimate, so he tried to farm a bit greedily. He actually put his Sigil of Silence on a minion, and then popped it. Got out alive. He's going to go back. He's already got a small CS advantage over Jesus, thanks to the fact that LeBlanc can basically bully Zed. But now that Zed has level 6, we'll see what Jesus is going to buy. And now there is outplay, there is kill potential if Jesus can get some good poke.
You know, this is the patented Freddy maneuver right now. He goes for that triple Doran's build, and it always works out well for him. Why is no other top laners copying this?
Wicked did. Wicked learned yesterday, picking similar build, actually exact build with Trundle into Renekton against Super Hot Cruise and Pela, and it worked for him. It gives you a very, very strong laning phase, and I think when you've got teams that are fairly happy to leave their top laners on an island, Freddy seldom roams around unless there's a dragon fight. It's smart. It's going to allow Freddy to bully Darian even further. He's got good sustain from getting the HP back from his abilities and those Dorans, and it just makes him a little more difficult to burst down. So, smart pick, and we'll see if we can continue to make it grow. He's only got a small CS lead right now.
So, blue buff taken by Alex Itch. We do have a look down this bottom lane. You can see both teams gone for that bumper, except the Candy Panda already pretty low, actually. So there's been clearly a good burst. I'm guessing it must have been a hook from Edward that started all that off. And you can see he's actually behind in build. He went for the boots instead of the second Doran's blade item. But Jesus, he is roaming and coming down the bottom.
Yeah, Edward's going to be in so much trouble. He's stunned against the wall.
Condemned on the wall there, and he's going to have to use that shield. Here comes Jesus. It's Genja he may well go for. Edward's a secure kill. He's going to use Genja to get to him, and that will be first blood for Jesus.
Yeah, very nicely done. And we see him roaming. Now Sven's in trouble.
Sven's in trouble, caught out by that mid lane and dodges out of it. Pops that ultimate back down. He may turn his back on his fight. You can see Alex Itch having to run away from that one. He used all his cooldowns, and well, nicely played from Sven.
Yeah, that was a straight outplay. Sven actually sidestepped the chains from Alex. Alex also had his ultimate available. I didn't see him using it there for that particular fight. So Sven gets out alive. Did need to use his ultimate to survive though. The one thing that I like about Jesus is he didn't go for the 1v1 against Alex. He's seen that there was an opportunity against the heavy pushing Genja and Edward, and he grabs himself first blood, gets that little gold spike. As long as Jesus can keep roaming and trying to get his other lanes fed, it's going to allow SK to get to a map split pushing power quite efficiently.
Yeah, during that, the Dominus was used by Freddy in that top lane up against Darian. You can see Darian was taken fairly low, and that's all happening. Suddenly, it often is like that. Suddenly, everything happens across the map. But as it is, SK Gaming have started off very well here. They've building themselves up just a small 1,000 gold advantage. But the fact that Candy Panda is keeping it even with Genja is a worrying sign for Gambit.
Yeah, it really is. You know, when you've got a lane like Lucian and Thresh, you want to be punishing that Vayne even more. Luckily, good tumble. Now, Enraged's gone back on Edward.
Turns it back around, Genja again covering off. This time he's been flayed out, and that's a problem. Candy Panda in all sorts of trouble. The Ignite should get the kill, and it's Edward that takes it.
Yeah, Candy Panda should not have been there. He burned his flash as well, so a kill secured on the side of Gambit puts them on the board. And I think Candy Panda and Enraged playing a little overconfidently. They were low on HP, and they were trying to bully and use that tumble. Unfortunately, it didn't pay out for them. At this point in time, I think the fact that SK have got a fairly good start, and Enraged is now hooked.
He's hooked in, they're going to go for it. That's a dangerous play. He had that stun available, and Edward's tanking out the turret. One more hit should do it. They can't take him down, and now Genja's tanking the turret. Are they in trouble? Because here comes Jesus around the side there, chasing on towards Edward. Edward goes down. That's Jesus getting the kill.
Yes, second kill for Jesus once again on a good roam. Now, this is good for Jesus that he's getting gold. He's going to be able to hit a little bit of a power spike sooner, but every time he's roaming, Alex is extending his CS advantage. He's got a 20 CS lead right now. He's got some armor built up from that wrist guard as well as the Fiendish Codex. And I want to see how Alex is going to roam, or how Alex is going to play this lane, because he's pretty content to not really follow Jesus right now.
But the problem is, Alex is 400 gold behind. So he's built up that lead, but you know, the fact that he's going off and got the kill, and obviously, of course, Edward had just got himself a kill, so that had been completely reset, so he's got a big chunk of gold for Jesus. Darian and Freddy, well, they continue to go at it. Darian used his ultimate this time around. Dominus is available for Freddy, but Darian having to keep that wave at bay.
Yeah, so Freddy right now is once again just controlling this top lane. He's got a 20 CS and he's extending it further, getting some good damage in Darian. They may consider a tower dive, but this is very difficult on a champion like Aatrox because you have to get through his blood well, then you have to kill him again when he respawns. We'll see how Sven plays this out. It could just be counter jungling that he's going for. If Freddy can get the blood well in this top lane, that's when they could dive, but it's very, very risky.
Well, Diamond is not coming up here, so he would be all on an island. They're going to go for it. Dominus is available. They're going to tank it out. There's the Dominus being used up. He's tanking it for a long time. That's a quick Bloodwell pop. Svenskeren comes back around. He's going to pop back up and try and jump away. Is he going to be able to do it, though? Svenskeren can't tank the turret. There's a lot of damage on Svenskeren coming out from that turret, and they do get him. Here comes Diamond. He's going to try and track around the side. Flashes, gets the Sonic Wave, and takes him down a range. Punts Freddy back in there, and now Freddy's in trouble. Darian didn't really read the play. I don't think he was expecting this to work out so well, but Diamond Prox proves the king of the jungle is still alive on Lee Sin.
That was fantastic from Diamond Prox, managing to get in range at the right time. The Flash Sonic Wave secures the first kill, and Darian just gets kicked backwards down the bottom lane.
Flash Tibbers on towards Edward. Vanes will pick that one up. Candy Pano gets himself another kill. And well, it's back and forth action right now between SK and Gambit.
Now, I think one of the things that SK needs to do is be a little bit more careful when they make those plays. We talked about how difficult it is tower diving in Aatrox, and Freddy just took too many turret hits. He was trying to get out of range, and then when he needed to come back in to put the Ignite down and get the kill on Darian, he just got forced out, got zoned away. So a good counterplay. The question is, where does Diamond go with these kills? He's 2-0 up, and he needs to start getting some of that gold on his carries, on his mid lane and his AD carry, like SK have right now.
Jez is really causing problems for Alexic in his mid lane. You can see Alex, once again, is very low. Jez is full health, fully stacked, doing a wonderful job, 2-0 in kills, no problem there. Candy Panda, well, he's 1-1-1. He's got that Bilgewater Cutlass. Jezis is roaming again. This is something that I like to see. Jezis is really stepping up as that mid laner right now.
Yeah, it's an evolution of the player. He's stepping up from being those farm-heavy champions to now a playmaking champion. He was controlling Alex for the last few minutes. Alex did just back off. Blue buff is stolen by SK thanks to that ward that was placed down earlier. And what I liked is it wasn't a solo attempt. Freddy was there, Jezis was there. When they realized it was safe, then they backed away. Now that Alex has come back to lane with full HP, I want to see what Jesus does, because he's basically said there's an opportunity bottom. He may set his sights on Genji or Edward again.
Well, they have the Tibbers available, and rated, tell a lie, doesn't have Tibbers available. He's already used it, he had the stun available, and Jesus was looking for the kill. This time around he doesn't get it though, but that blue buff was stolen away, and it looks like Gambit want to make a play on their own.
Yeah, we'll see if Alex can catch Jesus. That was a great little shield. Alex still goes in for poke.
Oh, and he dodges everything out there. Nicely done once again. Alexic just being duped every time he tries to land his combo on LeBlanc so far.
Yeah, a little unfortunate. I think we've seen a few chains go wide. It was a little opportunistic, to be fair. You know, Alex was really chasing Jesus down. Now, Diamond realizes his blue buff has been stolen. Darian actually got vision of that one. That is good, deep wards now from Gambit, but nobody else has responded. Candy Panda and Rated have fallen back to defend their own blue buff, and Alex has been jumped on.
Jesus goes in. Alex is going to try and turn this damage back around on towards Jesus. Instead, he has to flash away the Ignite running. He may well get him here. Jesus is in trouble, and he goes down to Alexic.
Yeah, Alex just with a great play, landing every single ability when he needed to in that duel. Jesus did throw the death mark down, but we did see, thanks to the distortion, most of the damage is missed. Now, Diamond and Edward, they're trying to invade. Sven's caught them.
Sven's caught out, gets kicked away by Diamond. The culling from Genja actually doing a great job on Candy Panda there. That's going to force him low. Now 4 members of Gambit on this assault, but it's not going to get it because you already saw it. Svenskeren stole it.
Yeah, Svenskeren grabs the blue buff with the smite. It means there's no smite available for the Dragon, nor is Agony's Embrace up. So a 4-man Gambit, they've started Dragon off, and here comes Enrated.
Just trying to cause some problems right now, trying to interrupt them, make them tank it longer. Edward taken low, he's going to go down. It's a Dragon for Gambit, but it's a kill for SK.
Now we'll have to see if Freddy can do anything. Look at his positioning. I wondered if he was going to try come in behind SK, behind Gambit. Decides against it. So Gambit get the global objective of Dragon. They get the timer for that one, as well as the kill earlier on Jez's. I think if you look at it holistically, it ends up being a 1-for-1. Yes, SK did get a kill on Edward, but because of the kill earlier that they suffered on Jez's, it opened them up to the Invade and the Dragon.
Well, at the moment, the top lane, which we haven't seen a great deal of, is Freddy pretty much dominating, but that Tiamat on Darian, he is definitely cleaving out those minions.
And it's actually quite a smart pick. I think Gambit needs to have some answer to the split push power that SK is going to put down. And I actually think Aatrox, with his revive passive, could probably do very well against a Zed. You know, if they come up in a 1v1 situation, split pushing, Zed blows all of his cooldowns to kill Aatrox, and he just comes back to life from his blood well, sustains back up, and continues with the duel. So we'll see if Darren actually plays it out that way, because I think he does have some good tools to work with.
And more importantly, it's kind of the perfect champion for Darren, because you know, now and again he's going to get caught. It's going to happen, but with that blood well, he doesn't need that Guardian Angel on him, which he probably will build later on as well. But it does mean that if he gets caught out, well, he should be able to revive, should be able to get out of it. And that blood well, you can see back available. He's just going to fill it up with those minions.
So one of the things that we've seen from Gambit is they've been very hesitant on their pink wards. I think Gambit have been a little bit greedy with the vision, but it's worked out for them. Svenskeren, he is 0-1-1, but we haven't seen a super strong showing from him just yet. And well, I want to see if he can still find flanks. We talked about that mid lane matchup, and Alex seems to have Jez's number. Every time we cut back, Jez is low on HP and is at risk of being caught out.
Well, the difference is Alex doesn't seem... He's not afraid of using that ultimate. It's back available now. And, well, Jez is almost certainly the target. That's why you can see Svenskeren laying in wait. Candy Panda's going to get spotted out by these wards. He does manage to ward up that dragon, or more importantly, ward out the river itself, because they want to make sure that Alex doesn't go roaming. You can see they're just hanging around the side. Sven coming around from the river is going to be unseen here. They're going to go for it. Ultimate being used. Alex, it's going to be the focus. Can he get away from this one? They're going to pounce, and Svenskeren gets himself the kill.
Yeah, so Sven secures the last hit. Jez did use his flash and his ignite there, managing to just gank Alex. Alex was a little overextended. He didn't have his flash available, unfortunately. So Alex gives up another kill. This time it lands in Svenskeren's hands, and we see Sven now roaming towards the bottom lane. Very impressively, he didn't even use his ultimates.
Yeah, Tibbers is available as well now, so Enrated may well try and make one of those flash plays we saw him doing yesterday so many times. Genja coming in towards it. They didn't spot Svenskeren out there. That stealth assassin is still ready and waiting to go.
Diamond Prox is in range, though. He's also got his ultimate available, so it's culling just to clear the wave and try to force SK back. I want to see if this 3v3 actually starts out. Look for a hook from Edward if Gambit want to go in.
And this is such an important fight because they are equal in farm right now, these two. There's the flash Tibbers. Genja's going to be the focus. They do get away from it, and Rated gets hooked in towards that tower. Does get flayed away, but he manages to step away. Diamond was close by, but that tower is going to SK Gaming.
First tower of the game secured in favor of SK. This is also going to open up that bottom half of the map to a little bit more invades. That was a good play by Enrated. He didn't hesitate, jumped in, and I actually think the Condemn from Candy Panda would have potentially stunned Genja, but he managed to flash away and it knocked him to safety as opposed to into the tower. Now Alex, he's going on the mid lane, and Jez is in trouble.
He's gone towards Jez as he's taking the tower down. Evelyn is coming in. Is it going to be in time though? Alex gets in trouble. He gets the kill down on Jez's, but he's going to fall to Svenskeren.
So a tower in favor of the kill. I think Alex will be very happy with that. He had his Deathfire grasp completed, used it in their previous fight, and just popped Jez's. This is the reason LeBlanc has been banned against Alex many times. Now in the top.
Dominus being used. Bloodwell is about to get popped by Darian. The Ignite running. And Freddy, well, he's not going to be able to jump on him. He did just use that pounce. He may be able to finish him off here. He's going to have to dive the tower. He goes for it. Doesn't land the stun. And now with that slow running, but Svenskeren is on the charge again and gets himself another kill.
Now we'll see if Diamond can do anything. Does catch Svenskeren.
Lands on towards Svenskeren. Sven's just going to try and run away from this one. The tower not hitting him. Gets punted back in there. Diamond controlling the ex-jungler. The MVP's not going to go towards him this time. Diamond's going to get on him, and Diamond making a play himself for MVP this week.
Brilliant play from Diamond Prox. Flashes in front of Sven, kicks him back into the tower range, and once again showing his mastery of Lee Sin. 3-0 right now. Half of his team's kills have been secured by Diamond, and he just seems to respond when SK get an advantage. SK pull ever so slightly ahead. Diamond is there. He punishes that top lane, and he manages to get some gold back for his team.
Seems to be in the right place at the right time so far, and it's not really down to great vision because Gambit don't have a great deal of wards around the map at the moment. SK are on the move themselves. The Dragon is up in 50 seconds time, as well as the blue buff. Jez is making sure that is secured for his team this time around, and they have to get themselves ready for this Dragon fight.
Yeah, there's been very little movement from Gambit. I think we've seen Diamond Prox roaming. Alex has made a gesture towards roaming, but he's been happy to sit in his lane. And I think Gambit, like I said, they've been a little greedy with their vision. They've got some deep wards on their own side of the jungle, but it's working out for them so far. They're even on gold with an SK team, and Gambit is going to scale very, very well. The only concern I have is how do they deal with the potential 1-3-1 split push that could come down from a Vayne and a Zed. We'll see how it pans out. As it stands with only one tower down, neither team is really making a big play for split pushing just yet.
SK Gaming actually grouping up in that mid lane, and a lot of pings from Gambit, realizing that he's there. We're also realizing where Jez's is, which is why we see Alex Itch waiting to try and catch him on that roam up past the red buff. They have good vision around that area. He may well do it. He's sat in the tri-bush area at the moment, wondering whether to come up. No, it's going to go for River. Dragon is up. They're going for it.
So positional advantage is in favor of SK right now. They're grouped up a little bit tighter. You'll see Candy Penny and Rated getting in range. Alex does have some kill steal potential. Doesn't manage to get it.
Doesn't get in there. Svenskeren smites it out. No problem there. So Gambit do not get the second Dragon of the game. SK securing that one, no problem.
So two things that we've noticed in terms of itemization. The SK team seems to feel that the burst that Alex's LeBlanc can put down is potentially countered by the power of the Hex Drinkers. Both Freddy and Svenskeren have grabbed those as an early item. Now on an Eve, that's a little more traditional. We've seen Eve's going for the likes of that Maw of Malmortius and Randian's Omen. On Freddy's Renekton, that's a little bit more obscure. Now Candy and Rated might be in trouble. You've seen Alex and Edward waiting around the sides. We'll have to keep our eyes on those Hex Drinker shields and see how they help out in these team fights.
I think he maybe just wants some damage to also counter the downing. So it's like a double-edged sword, literally. Meanwhile, the mid lane is being pushed in. It's SK going to get in towards there. Alex should be able to wipe this wave out, no problem at all there. Eddie just staying around to get that experience. We do see Jez as he's still lingering in this bottom lane. Really wants to get him towards Genja, but Genja is not falling for it.
Not this time. The rest of SK are now roaming towards this bottom lane. You can see they have 4 members grouped up a little bit sparsely across this red buff area of Gambit. Sven's been caught out.
Sven's caught out, gets kicked by Diamond. Alex quickly follows through, just try and get that shield down. Is Sven going to live? No, he's not, but Tibbers catches out Alex Itch, and you can see Candy Panda chasing, but they only go for the mirror image. Genja, meanwhile, being dived on the tower. The barrier bait is enough. Candy Panda with that ultimate is not getting close enough, and that's a great fight for Gambit.
A little bit of overconfidence there from SK, I feel. They were invading, they were spread out, and that pink ward we talked about on the red buff revealed Sven's position, allowed Gambit to engage. Now they're on Candy.
They go for the flash, they don't get the hook though, and that means Candy Panda will roll away. He had to use the flash of his own. Meanwhile, the top lane, you can see Gambit this time around trying to turn it around. Darian wants to get this one. The Bloodwell though will be popped once again. This time with that Dominus running, Freddy cannot fight again. He will dash away. I thought Darian may be on to test that one, but he didn't fancy it.
Yeah, at this point in time, Freddy actually backed away from that one. I think he was anticipating Darian to maybe use that Dark Flight or similar. Freddy is still picking those fights. He's not outright winning them, and he's only got a very small CS lead. So that power difference between the champions is now working in their, against them. In the middle lane, Candy Pan is a little overextended. He's been jumped on.
He's going to get jumped by Alex Itch, but he's not quite got the burst. You saw the leash just going wide there, and Candy Panda had to use that condemn to knock him away.
We'll have to see how Candy Panda plays this one. They were trying to focus down that mid lane tower. If you look at the last sort of 3 minutes of gameplay, when we were getting ready to Dragon respawning and Jesus is roamed to this bottom lane, Candy and N-Rated moved middle, and Svenskeren's always been fairly close by. SK haven't necessarily made a super concerted effort at going for the tower, but it did seem like that was their focus in prep for the Dragon.
With that Bloodwell down, Darian going to try and back away. Candy Pan actually waiting in the tri-bush. Oh, if only they had the vision, they would have gone around that corner and they would have caught Darian out. As it is, he's going to get away safe. Diamond making a play himself. He wants to get some wards deep in towards the enemy jungle. as it is so far for SK Gaming, they're going for that 1-3-1 split. You can see it's Jezz, he's been down that bottom lane for a while now. Freddy continuing to push top. You can see it's SK, they really want to get that middle turret down.
I really feel like that's the game plan here for SK. I think their composition works very well for controlling those lanes. We do see the best way for them to engage is with a flank from Svenskeren, and that was like the perfect opportunity. Catch members of Gambit a little bit unawares, unexpectedly, with the Agony's Embrace from the side, and allow the rest of SK to chase them down. Having 2 Blades of the Ruined King and having a lot of mobility on their squad, they can chase. Sven is going to be seen by Diamond, so Diamond may be thinking of setting something up.
Yeah, spots him there, just gets close enough just to catch himself that vision. Of course, it's tier 1 boots versus tier 2. Look at Freddy in this top lane now. Darian really is pressuring him. He has got that dominance available, but as you can see, the straight up fight now, Freddy is not even close.
So I think with all of the armor that Darian's built up, the HP, and having that more of the Ravenous Hydra completed, now I think the power shifts in favor of Darian. You can see SK are split all over, and there's going to be a tower dive for Freddy. He's in trouble.
They're going for Freddy. Svenskaren's close by, but I don't think he can help. That's going to be the kick. Freddy does flash away. The dominance is there, but it's not enough. It is buying time, meanwhile, in the mid lane, though. Candy Panda pushing on towards that turret. He will get himself that mid turret down, which they've been fighting for a long time. Genja also in a 1v1 with Jezz down the bottom.
The question is, can Jezz get another tower? They've traded 1 tower for 1 tower, but Gambit came out in the lead because they got another kill. Now we see Jezz has actually backed away from that lane. Maybe a little overextended. The rest of his team is defending up top. So now we'll see Gambit. They haven't stopped the pressure. They're on the inner turret now.
They're going to keep pushing, but Candy Panda and N-Rated are moving around. They're going to try and set this one up. There they go. They catch on towards Diamond. They're going to come in, flash timbers. N-Rated. Darian goes down. Nicely done.
But they pulled every single member of SK towards them. Yes, they are now evened out the kills, but they prevented any other pressure anywhere else in the map. Jezz was roaming up. Now, Jezz actually looked like he may have been in trouble from Alex. Alex was looking for him, couldn't manage to find him this time around. And I think Gambit are dealing with this sort of map play fairly well. The moment they seen that Freddy was alone in the top lane, they did the tower dive and they forced SK to react. Push your lane down heavily with multiple members, and when SK are reacting to your aggressive play, they can't be split pushing themselves.
But they've left SK alone in this top lane. Candy Panda will chunk down this tower, and that will be the 3rd tower of the game for SK Gaming, giving themselves that gold advantage. They've now creeped themselves just 1,000 gold ahead once again. Edward's going to get caught out. Jezz is going all in here. He wants to catch on towards him. He's got no help close by. Finally, we're going to see Diamond and Galaxy's coming in, but that was a quick kill by Jezz. Again, his 3rd kill on Eddie.
That was very well played. I think that just shows you a little bit of the control that Jezz has. He landed every single ability he needed to. Even the follow-up Q as Eddie was walking around the corner worked in his favor. The problem is now Deathmark is not available for the ensuing Dragon fight, and Gambit have got a better grouping. We do see Jezz coming from the side. SK wants this fight.
They're going to try and go for it. Can they go in and get the steal? No. That's going to be Diamond securing it. Svenskeren taking very low. Darian's going to get focused on. He has got that Bloodwell though. That will get popped. He's going to try and get a kill down here. Jezz has been popped out by Diamond procs. Now they're going to go towards Freddy. Can they finish this one off? Alex Ichi's still off at the side. He's had to back away from this fight. Freddy taken so low. They get the stun on N-Rated. Genja, sorry. Oh, and he gets condemned on the wall as he tries to get out. The final hit, the Ignite running. No! He gets away. And Gambit come out on top with the Dragon and 2 kills.
Very, very well played. The entirety of that fight, Candy Panda was trying to chase Alex around the corner. He wasn't in the pit dealing damage. Take a look at Candy Panda. He gets to the fight late. And remember, Jezz did not have access to his death mark. He had used it 20 seconds earlier to kill Edward. Now, the rest of Gambit stay fairly tightly knit, and we talked about the power of that Bloodwell in the pit. Candy Panda finally joins, but by the time he gets here, it is a little bit late. Alex gets away cleanly, and once again, you've just got Genja sitting on the back line, auto-attacking. He's spamming the whole time. Candy Panda has not landed a single auto-attack yet this fight, other than one brief condemn on Alex. And as soon as you see the shield timing out from that Hex Drinker, we did see Svenskeren going down. Genja fails his dash, but still had a flash to get over the wall.
Had to use that flash. He saw so many times trying everything to get out there. Can't believe that last hit didn't quite finish him off. SK Gaming, they're trying to set up something here. You can see Gambit and maybe looking to make a play in that top lane. While this is all happening, they've left the bottom lane completely open to Genja and Edward.
Yeah, so Genja and Edward are pushing on that bottom lane tower. While we were in the replay, we did see N-Rated just getting popped by Alex in the picture-in-picture. It's very quick to track those because it is a LeBlanc burst. Now Sven may be in trouble. Oh, Sven actually gets himself that big Wraith as well. I thought Alex may have hopped over the wall, decided against it. What we can take away from that Dragon fight is, yes, Jesus can play Zed. He's mechanically sound, but he needs to just think a little bit more about his abilities, because had the Death Mark been available in the pit, maybe there was kill potential in other champions. This is a two-man Baron that Gambit have started.
They've done this so many times, and you can see it's Alexic running interference. They have no idea, no suspect that this is happening. Finally, Jesus is going to come around, but he immediately finds himself in all sorts of trouble. Svenskeren gone deep on Edward, but remember, the Baron is being taken here. All Gambit are doing is simply interfering with play, and the Baron is taking half hit points now. Freddy comes around, but it's Alexic using the entire burst. He's going to get stunned up. Alexic in trouble. Timbers goes down. They do get themselves a kill. Now they're going in towards the pit. Jesus comes in. He gets knocked away. The Baron's still tanking on towards Jesus. Jesus has to run for his life. The Baron will take him down. Diamond gets himself another kill. Now we see that's going to be Timbers being mauled. But they didn't get the Baron. It's a 1-for-1, both mid laners.
1-for-1, and SK managed to interrupt the Baron. That was a very big play from Gambit, forcing them towards, forcing SK towards their position. I think Alex, maybe a little too over-aggressive. He could have afforded to peel back a tiny bit more, use his spell reel on a slightly squishier target. Nevertheless, the tactical thought by Gambit works very well. The strength of SK is when they're allowed to split push, when they're allowed to play the map. And when you don't let them do that, they're not doing well. Now, Svenskeren hanging around on the side. He's going to go in on Genja.
He's going for Genja. Edwards laying in wait just off at the side. There's going to be the catch on the Lantern being used. Pulls him to safety.
Yeah, manages to get out cleanly. I think that was very smart play by Edward. Edward hung back. Genja was hammering away on the tower, and the Dark Passage, the Lantern, was always available. So we're just waiting for the exact moment to bring themselves back.
Guardian Angel now picked up by Darian. He needs himself those 2 lives. He's one of the players that he's not afraid to get stuck in, let's put it that way. And actually, if you looked at that last fight, they did focus Darian, which even with that Bloodwell available is probably not the best target to go for. But with that Hydra, that splash damage, he really does wreck some teams.
It's so difficult if you're a team like SK, because if you focus Aatrox down, everybody else is going to focus you. But the problem is, if you don't burst Aatrox out, Jens is going to try on Darian.
Going to try and take that Bloodwell down. We'll see how it works out. But oh, Alexic is there to save the day, and Darian gets the kill.
Truthfully, I think that was overconfident. Now Enrated's in trouble.
Enrated having to flash away from this one, also using that talisman. Tries to turn it back around on towards Diamond. He can just safeguard across. Actually use the ward, not Genja, to get himself out of there.
Yeah, manages to get out cleanly. And I think with the amount of armor and the GA on the side of Darian, Jesus was just feeling maybe a tad overconfident there. Does go in, gets caught out, unfortunately.
This game is pretty wild so far. 13-10 in kills, 32 minutes into this game. And again, the Baron being started off. Darian soloing it out with Genja. Now this time Diamond's coming in. And with that Jesus down, this could be Gambit.
Yeah, 4v5 in a best case scenario, and Agony's Embrace is not available yet. Edwin and Alex running interference.
They're trying to get in there, but look at Freddy. He's taken so low. Gets absolutely slang dunked. Darian in there, and Rated doing any stun he can. Darian, it's all the Bloodwell is all they're going to do. They've interrupted the Baron, but at what cost? You can see Freddy. He's in all sorts of trouble. He's going to get stunned and killed down there. And Gambit get themselves another 2 kills and just go straight back to Baron.
They're going to be able to grab the Baron now. The Agonies is still there for Sven. He's going to try potentially a last-ditch steal, but Alex is waiting in the wings. He's going to interrupt. He's caught Svenskeren.
He's going to try and catch him out and just blows him up. Candy Panda, you're not going to get out of this one. He gets slam dunked by Darian, and now again they go back in there. This time it's Jesus. He's all on his own. Can he interrupt them again?
I think he's just going to give away another kill. There's too many members of Gambit available. Jesus poking away from the side. Baron's down to 4,000. We'll see how he plays it.
He's putting a good poke on towards Genja. Genja running interference. Actually, they're pretty low themselves, but it will be the Baron for Gambit.
And with that, that is now a great controlling move here by Gambit. They've got a sizable gold lead, they've got the Baron regen, and it's going to allow Gambit to start sieging up and looking even for tower dives right now. With Aatrox that has multiple revives once the GA comes off cooldown, that is a great tool to use to go under a turret.
And look at Darian. Bloodwell back, no problem there. Just going to carve out himself another wave of minions in that top lane and continue on his farm, keeping up so well with Freddy. And now he's starting to get those kills. He's tanky enough that he doesn't need to worry. And of course, that Guardian Angel was what was popped, not the Bloodwell.
And what's going to be very difficult for SK now is the killing power that they have. You can't use Zed against Aatrox. He's got revives. You've got a Zhonya's Hourglass and Alex, which means he's going to be able to dodge the Death Mark. You've got a GA now on Genja, which means your only real possibilities is going to be on Diamond Procs or Thresh, and those are completely suboptimal. So it just makes so much more, or it adds so much more pressure to Candy Panda on Vayne, because he needs to get through all of those people, and he has to do it multiple times.
And he really hasn't got going yet either. He's struggling out in that Vayne and controlled him very well. And as you mentioned at the start, they didn't feel it was worth the ban because they knew how to control it. And that's really what the team is all about, how to control Candy Panda. And obviously, putting Jezzas on Zed, it's kind of like an added bonus to them, because if you think about that Gragas was available in there, they could have thrown out those explosive casts and maybe disrupted some of that control that Gambit just have right now. They're just dominating all this control. They're going to push on this tower. SK can't really do anything about it.
No, it doesn't look like they can, and they're not even going for it. The Lantern's there to pull Darien backwards.
Darien has no cares right now. He's beating down that turret, continuing to just tank out the entire team with that Bloodwell still available, and that was an easy pickup for Gambit.
Yeah, Genji's on the front line, basically taunting Jezza, saying, come on, throw the death mark down. I want you to come in. We did see that Candy Panda use his ultimate. Hook doesn't catch anyone in Gambit. They're going to just continue using the power of Baron. They haven't stopped the siege at all.
They're going to keep powering through on towards that inhibitor turret. Look at Darien. Look how much lifesteal he's just getting back. He's actually gaining health attacking that turret right now, attacking those minions. They're going for it though. Genji's the target they went for. He has, of course, got that Guardian Angels. They get themselves ready down. Darien's Bloodwell has been popped, but SK are running scared right now. Svenskeren going to get focused in. Candy Panda's gone down. The Ignite running. That's another kill. That's Svenskeren going down. That's going to take down the inhibitor, take down the inhib. They can finish the game.
They've got enough time. There are minions coming in behind them. There's a 45-second death timer on the side of SK Gaming. Gambit are still grouped as their entire team with multiple revives. They're on the Nexus turret.
It was a long epic yesterday for Gambit, and well, SK Gaming, they were looking to try and make it 5 games on a row. It's not going to happen because they've come into the Russian juggernaut once again. The men in suits will be taking themselves a victory and securing 2nd place in Super Week.
Very dominant performance. I think SK, they put together a map controlling team and they were never allowed to play the map.